Good morning, afternoon, evening, friends and family, loved ones. This is your friend Kelly. And I should probably not do this considering the fact that Brian's knives have been attacking me lately. But we got a hardware kit for his Growler XL that's the blue, but it's more kind of a blurple that comes with the pivot collars, the back spacer, and the clip. He wanted a little splash of color to go on this. So needless to say, I'm going to go ahead and take it apart because it was one I got in a trade from somebody. And I normally when I get items in trade or used, if I buy them or whatever, 9 times out of 10 I will take them apart, clean them, and relubricate them and put them back together. So that's something that I do. War Room EDC, aka Chris, lovingly or jokingly calls it Kelly's Rule 167 because, of course, with Gibbs's rules, number 9, of course, is carry a knife, but it's over 100 that he has rules for. I think low hundreds. So I went high, 167. 1967 is the year I was born, so I went with 167 for that rule because he told me I had to give it a number, so I did. I'm taking you guys along with it. I know everybody takes these apart differently. I sit there and usually get the clip out of the way first, just so it's not there. I like to keep those screws, even though sometimes you don't need to take all of these out. I do. It's just something I do. And usually I try to keep, let's see, do I want to, let's break these loose first. And I'm actually using my Divo bit driver for this. And there we go. Those are all broken loose. Now let's see here. There. And I don't keep these. This is trash. And now, I don't know what you guys use. Where did it go? I should have probably grabbed it out. Sometimes if there's room, I'll use this to pop the stuff out, but sometimes the holes in there are relatively small. I picked up metal toothpicks off of Amazon. I think it was a pack of like 6. And I nipped off the end of it to, because it'll bend, because that's not hardened steel, but I bend it to try and help get that separated. Let me go ahead and get the back portion too. And I sit there and I do keep those separate because sometimes the body screws are different lengths. And is it not all the way undone? There, it just wanted to hang up in there. And front portion, back portion. Now let's see here. And pop. Pop goes the weasel. There's that. Keep that there. And that was there, and that one's there. I know some people clean these, and you know what? Let me double check. Which one is the side that... I'm not seeing... Looked like it was captive, so... And I definitely am going to want to get skiffs for this. Actually, I wonder if my other skiffs are this size. Hold on a minute. I'm going to pause you and look and see if it's the same size as the Demco's. Okay, it was not those, so I don't have it. Now, what I'm doing, I sit there and I'll wipe them down and clean them with rubbing alcohol. And actually, the alcohol that I have is like 90-some%. And I don't know what most people do. You can use any of them. It's just, it cuts through, I think, a little bit better. But what I'm going to do, because if you look, actually, it doesn't really look dirty. But it also doesn't look lubricated either. It was a little bit dirty. But what I will do is also wipe the pivot area down while I'm at it. I will use, and this is something that Kevin Lefty EDC, aka Divo, dude, he's highly suggested the honey carbon. He really likes it, and I picked up some to try it, and I agree with him. It is a very nice thick lubricant. So if you haven't tried it, I do suggest it. I think it was I got mine from, was it Flytanium has some? I don't put a ton. I'm just doing like a couple little drops on this little micro applicator. And just kind of putting some around the pivot area. But also, what I'll do is, since I've already got some on here, since there's a little bit left, not put a lot, but I put it in the track. And a little dab. Like I said, what little bits left on there. I don't use a lot, so I sit there and put a little dab will do ya. But I will sit there and rub it so there's not a ton left over. It'll be like that. But anyway, I'm just showing you because I actually wanted to show you me doing that. But first, let's get, maybe I'll be able to pop that out of there. Let's see here. It figures it's the pivot collars that are going to give me the most difficulties instead of the screws. Let's see here. Do you guys have or use... that's not what I wanted. Dental picks. Sometimes those do come in handy to do that. And I think both of these are the... Nope. This is the one that I want to use on that has the cutout. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and put this back in there and make sure that the D and the K are going right. There's that. And I'll re-lubricate that since I missed that, swap that around. And let's see here. Come on. There we go. And there's that. Might help if I put the other one in. I should do this more towards the evening time where I'm more alive than during the daytime. There's lubrication on it, and I'm just going to leave it because that's not doing anything that I need it to do. There's that, there's that. Put the stop pin back in, and there goes, oh, that's not the stop pin, that's this. That's this. And let's see here. Stop pin's already in there. And yep, there we go. Oops, I didn't put quite enough on there. Lubrication. And lubrication. And that was face down. I've already done that. Wipe my fingers off. Put that up and get the back spacer. Let's make sure I got those going the right way. Should be. We'll try it and make sure. Sometimes it's hard to tell when there's a D captive section, and it is on that one. Okay, which end is the D captive? There it is. So that's one thing you will have to look for. I'm appreciative of him doing that because there's too many of those that are free spinning. It's just sometimes difficult to see where the D is. There it is. There we go. That's why I like putting them together that way. Is that right? Yes, that's right. And I just loosely put everything together. I snug them, but not tight, to make sure everything's lined up properly. And go ahead and get that put in. Okay, time to snug it down. Everything looks like it's lining up properly. Looks lined up properly. Everything's snug. Time to put the clip on. But Brian will be happy, and I'll be happy that the stupid thing didn't bite me. Brian's knives like to bite me for some reason. I don't think they like me. There we go. Now, it doesn't, I know it's going to be harder to see on there, but it's more of just a little splash of color with that blurple hardware. It's bluish purple, hence the blurple. And Brian wanted just a little bit of color on that, and now he's got it. Thank you, Jason. Was it Jason? No. Yes. I think it was Jason at White Mountain Knives. And Kevin. I appreciate you helping me get those. And there we go. That was a simple little get together of hardware change, basically, for all intents and purposes. I mean, not true hardware change, doing the pivot collars and the back spacer and the clip. It's all it was, but that will be something that is quick and easy to do. Sometimes easier than others. Sometimes be like me and just have issues. Not that I ever have issues, just all the friggin' time. And to mark Divo XL Growler for the extra large growler. And there we go. Quick little thing. Oh, and if you guys haven't, Darkwater Actual is selling these for his Restoring the Bond nonprofit organization for $20 a piece shipped. $5 going to shipping. The other $15 is going strictly to his nonprofit organization. He isn't even keeping any money out for the cost of the filament or anything else. He's doing them just to help try to do his nonprofit to help. So, just to let you know, pick some up from him. You guys have a wonderful day. Many hugs, many kisses, much love. Your friend Kelly. Bye-bye.